I've been wanting to build a D&D inspired dungeon crawler on the Arcadia server for a while. About 6 months now, and the time has finally come to do just that. In the last video, I built a tunnel board to clear out a large enough space and laid out a dungeon outline. But in this ultimate sandbox game where you can build anything, how am I going to bring Dungeons & Dragons to Minecraft? Well, I had to put down my pickaxe, take off my goggles, and put on my Dungeon Master thinking cap. Now, to make this dungeon feel more like a D&D dungeon, I need it to have 3 things. A story associated with a goal, incorporate monsters to fight, bonus points if they can be D&D monsters, and have a looting system. And for a bonus, include a class option that affects how players navigate and do combat in the dungeon. As a dungeon master myself, these are the primary goals I have when building a homebrewed dungeon. So it would make sense to have these same goals in the dungeon for Minecraft. But my first step is to get the dungeon walls constructed. So let's jump into a time lapse and enjoy the story that I created behind this dungeon. The Grotto Mine, a beacon of promise for a dwarven kingdom that had never realized its grandeur its founders had envisioned. Day and night, the miners would toil relentlessly, extracting precious gems and ores from the earth's embrace. Their tireless efforts unearthed more than just riches, however. They awakened an ancient artifact of unparalleled power, the Crystal Heart. Joy turned to dread as they discovered the Heart's curse. A malevolent shadow, its influence seeped into every crevice of the mine, poisoning both stone and soul alike. But despite the warnings, the Dwarven King, consumed by greed and ambition, ordered his miners deeper into the curse's depths. Their relentless pursuit ended in tragedy as the mine succumbed to the weight of its own folly. With a deafening roar, the earth reclaimed its secrets, entombing the cursed artifact and condemning the once vibrant Grotto Mine to a silent tomb, serving as a somber testament to its perils lurking within the depths of the world. Adventurer, your quest is to enter the Grotto Mine and bring back the fabled Crystal Heart. But be warned, once you enter the mine, there is no turning back. You must find the heart and the keys to leave. Good luck, and may the gods of Arcadia be with you. If you couldn't tell, the goal of the dungeon is to find the Crystal Heart of the Grotto Mine and bring it back to the questing tavern, where I can do more research on it and will ultimately lead the Arcadians on another quest. You know, just a classic plot device, but I don't want to just put it somewhere that's easy to find. I want it to be somewhat challenging. So in this area, I'm going to build a parkour course. Say that about 10 times fast. And the heart will be in one of 4 chests. And one of these chests will be a mimic. Ha! But Gwen, how are you gonna do that? Mimics need to attack players, then trap chests are stationary. Well, yes, okay, mimics are mobile than the trap chest, but I can still have it attack people and make them take damage. I may not know a lot about blood magic, but I know enough that there's this thingy here, and if you pour a line of blood there, redstone dust, to this do-wacky there, and fill the do-wacky with splash potions of harming and poison. And just like that, I have a mimic. May not run after the player, but it will bite them if they try to open it. Let's get building this parkour course and get the mimic placed and figure out where to put the Crystal Heart in this room. This room turned out awesome. Definitely my favorite area out of the whole dungeon. So I have 3 different parkour runs. The easy one, which is the bridge, which really isn't parkour at all. I just needed a path that was pretty obvious to take, only to be met with a mimic. And then I have a medium difficulty run where I have just a chest of loot, and over here, the harder run, which also has a chest with loot. But I plan to have this one full of greater rewards for doing the challenging run. As a DM, there is a balance between rewarding and punishing players. Reward them for doing challenging things, but not all the time, so they don't expect it every time. But at least do it enough to make it worth trying, especially if you're gonna put a plot point there, and instead of them trying to go down the route you need them to progress the story, they go another way, and now you're stuck improvising the rest of the game, making up NPCs and fights on the fly, and the 5 hours of planning that you did for that one session is now pointless. So now, where am I gonna put the heart? I think it would be fun to put it somewhere in the water, so that way they kinda almost have to fail to get it. And I'm thinking behind this waterfall could be fun. So I have here a chest where the heart will always drop into this chest. So I step on the pressure plate and open the chest, and there's the crystal heart. This requires 2 loot drop system, which I am honestly proud of myself for figuring out how to do this. So it's basically just the same system hooked up on either side here. So it starts out where they step on the pressure plate there, which turns off this redstone, which then will power this piston to move into place, which it already did, which starts a clock counting down from this hopper into this hopper so that people don't step on that pressure plate multiple times. So then this redstone signal gets sent up all the way to this dropper here, which then drops into this dropper, and depending on if it is a stackable item or not, we'll send a redstone signal hooked up by this comparator to this hopper to this dropper right here, which will have the crystal heart in it, and will get fed into this chest here. Now, on the other side, it's the same exact system, except that I have a mix of stackable items and non-stackable items. So there is a chance that when a non-stackable item or stackable items get put into here, it could send a signal to power this dropper here, which has some goodies in it that they can get from that chest there. So I'm pretty happy that I figured this all out. I'm pretty sure there's better ways out there to have a randomized looting system, but I wanted to do it this way because I essentially wanted to control the loot chances and make it more like a D&D looting system. Sometimes you get things and sometimes you don't, and sometimes it's up to the DM on what items you actually find. So I needed to have a way to control the items that players actually get and also limit the chances of just them taking everything from the chest instead of one item. So that's just the nitty-gritty of what I have for right now for a simple looting system. I'm definitely looking to improve this for future dungeons, so let me know if you have any suggestions down in the comments. Now that I have the goal of the dungeon, I need to figure out the exit. My plan is to have a locked door that can only be opened with 2 keys. I have a general idea of how this is done, but I did not take a proficiency in blood magic, and I don't have a high enough intelligence stat. I'm sitting pretty average at an 11, maybe a 12, so I need someone who's at least a 15, and I know just the person on this server. Coincidentally, I have a volunteered labor voucher from them as part of my Secret Santa gift, and they said they'd meet me at the questing tavern.
Hello, hello. I thought I'd join in with the horns.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's having a good time. just these 4 people.
Yeah.
They're always here. I can't get rid of them.
Yes. So.
Yeah.
You require my assistance.
I do.
Apparently.
I need to turn in this voucher.
Okay. I will do my best.
All right. Let me go show you what I need help with. Just know that you have the privilege of the first Arcadian to be down here.
Ooh.
Okay. So this is the exit to the dungeon. This is gonna go away. This is just my, I need it here for reference for the loot chests. But basically, I think I'm just gonna leave this where it is because I already dug it out.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a bubble vader to go up. However, my goal for it was that people need to find 2 card keys essentially, or like keys to get out.
Okay.
And they put the keys into a thing and it opens up the bubble vader entrance, or a piston pushes the soul sand into place to create the bubble vader.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I've got an idea of how it could work.
While I have Jaffa working on the exit to the dungeon, I'm heading over to the Band Boutique to see if I can commission Percy to make me a couple of cool looking dungeon keys. Hey Percy!
Hey Gwen!
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going well. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Dungeon's coming along pretty great, which is what brings me here.
Oh, this is awesome. I'm excited for the dungeon.
Yeah. So, a little bit of spoiler action, but if you're cool with that.
No, I don't want spoilers. Go somewhere else.
But I need help.
Okay. I'll help.
How can I do this without spoilers? No, there's no way around it.
Okay.
You'll know the only, let me say this, you'll only know how to get out of the dungeon, but you won't know the location of the items required to get out of the dungeon. Is that enough?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, let's roll with it.
Well, the sugar cane is going to get turned into a piece of paper, which is going to get named Key 1 or Key 2. Well, I'll have 10 of each. I would like the piece of paper to look like a really cool key.
Okay.
Is that possible?
That is definitely possible. What kind of key are you looking for? A very delicate and shiny one, or an old and
No,
rusty
like
one?
a nice, cool, old, and like an oversized, rusty, old iron castle key, essentially.
All right. Yeah. We can do that.
So my plan is to have 10 of key 1 and 10 of key 2. So if you're able to differentiate key 1 from key 2, that would be awesome.
Is in both a different model?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we can make different keys.
Oh, this is so exciting! Oh, I'm so happy.
Now I'm even more excited about the dungeon.
Sorry, I'm like hyping it up and I'm just...
Yeah, no, hype it up. Go ahead, go for it. I am hyped.
I've been thinking about this like since we started Arcadian. But anyway, yeah, super excited to get it done. Super excited to see what those keys look like, and it'll be amazing.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. I'm so looking forward to playing your dungeon.
Sweet. Well, thank
you for again choosing the BAM Boutique.
Oh, it is the best boutique.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. See you later, Percy.
See you later.
This is going to be awesome. Let's check back in with Jaffa and see how the exit is coming along.
Okay, I think we're in business. So how do I get the feeling when you test it out? It's not going to work. Now that I've said about it.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah. Just put number 1 in. I think number 2 is already in. I haven't dealt with that side yet.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Getting there? What do you mean? It looks like it's there.
I just need to do the second side.
Oh, you just did the first side. Okay.
I know the door's not the fanciest as well, so like I didn't know if you wanted like a big 4x4 or anything like that.
No, this is perfect. I don't need
Cool.
much. I just need to keep people from exiting when they didn't.
Yeah.
You know. I was like, no, you complete this dungeon first. The dungeon is almost complete, and I have my loot systems loaded with loot, the mimic set, and the dungeon doors sealed. So now I'm heading back to the BAM Boutique to meet up with Percy again. He just let me know that the keys are ready to be picked up. I am so excited. I can't wait to see these. Doesn't look like he's here quite yet, so I guess I'll go in and take a seat and wait, I guess.
I'm a professional, I swear I'm a professional. I prepared this. I know what I'm doing. Hi.
Hi. It's okay.
Hope you make yourself comfortable.
I did. I was almost half tempted to go into the back room.
Oh, you're totally fine to come in. I have drinks. I'm almost out of drinks. I have water if you want.
Do you have any tea?
Let's see what you have. I have a strengthening tea.
You have the keys done?
I do, and I'm so well prepared that I'm pretty sure I have them in here. Yes, I do.
Oh, look at that!
I made you 20 of each in advance.
Oh my
I know you said you
goodness!
needed 10, but I had a bunch of paper.
These are cool.
Thank you.
Oh, those are awesome. Oh, I can't wait.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you like them.
I absolutely love them.
I'm so excited.
I'm getting there. It's almost done.
You got this. And when you do, I'm going to own it.
I mean, it's not that hard.
Don't ever say that.
Okay, it is very challenging. It is the hardest thing you will ever do.
Yeah, definitely.
How's Wood doing? Wood doing okay?
Oh, it's doing fine. We're getting accustomed to living in a new base. So that's fun. I'm Scuba's neighbor.
Oh, you're Scuba's neighbor. Oh. Enjoy a dungeon under your base. Hi! These keys are so awesome. Percy definitely did a really good job with these. And of course, the dungeon door that Jaffa built is pretty epic. So the last thing I need to do is get these special shulker boxes into the questing quarters for the Arcadians that finished the scavenger hunt. These boxes are pretty important, and they have special items related to certain D&D classes. But the classes that I do have are the Barbarian. So in here I got minimal armor. I know it's better not to have armor, but I wanted to protect my players a little bit. So I just did minimal armor, shoes, and some pants. And to give the barbarian more of an oomph, they do have thorns 3, some food, some beef, some golden apples, a great, awesome axe, and some potions of strength, and of course the location of the Grotto Mine that all of them have. And for the rogue, I have more leather armor, something more lightweight, ways to get around more sneakily, like an ender pearl, or speed, or even invisibility if people would like to use. And for the fighter class, they have stronger armor, but I didn't want to go full iron, so I went chainmail to keep them light and maneuver on their feet. Sword, shield, and they also have some potions of swiftness, some food, healing, and they also have potion of strength too, but not as strong as the barbarian. And then of course we have the ranger class. They too have leather armor to keep them, you know, more maneuverable, some arrows. I do have an option for not just a crossbow, but a regular bow as well, so depending on what people want to do. And of course some food and potions there. So those are the 4 classes that the Arcadians can choose from. And they are only allowed in the dungeon with those items. So anything in their class boxes is good to use. And with that, the dungeon is finally completed. Here's just a quick overview now that it's done. The players will first enter the dungeon here. I have a bed, an ender chest, or they can put their items in this chest here and hit the button and their items will be transferred to a chest at the exit of the dungeon. And I have a book here with a little bit of background info and some rules. They'll take this ladder here to enter the dungeon. And once they've entered, they can go one of 2 ways. I have the keys in 2 separate areas of the dungeon. One is in the copper room, and the other is in the dripstone cave. And of course, I have the crystal heart in the parkour room. There are multiple areas that can be explored for loot, and some areas that will generate slimes, or rather, gelatinous cubes during a full moon. And I did build in some secret areas where they can find some extra loot. Once they find the exit, they will deposit keys into the correct bin, and they will be able to leave through the bubble there. And they can grab their gear and head out. Thank you guys so much for watching. This took over a month to build, and I am beyond happy with how this all turned out. I can't wait to get working on the next quest for the Arcadians. Until then, if you are interested in more of what I do here on the Arcadian server, check out this video here, and may your rolls always be successful.